Heroin use on the rise here in the United States. Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. Heroin use has gone up 400% since 2002. Now, 200 people per 100,000. 200 people per 100,000 addicted to heroin. 200 people per 100,000. That's a lot. Interestingly enough, the group that is most likely to be addicted to heroin, white kids, non-Hispanic whites. This is not a black problem. This is not a Hispanic problem. This is a Caucasian problem. Quite frankly, this is a human being problem. Again, brought to you by your friendly neighborhood MD. Who is in charge of the medical system in the United States? The MDs. Do the chiropractors get a fair shake? No. Do the nutritionists get a fair shake? No. Do the acupuncturists get a fair shake? No. Homeopaths? No. Herbalists? No. Naturopaths? No. Your medical doctor does not practice medicine. Your medical doctor practices allopathic, reductionistic, pharmaceutical-centrist medicine. And this particular type of medicine, although in the monopoly, is the leading cause of death in the United States and the leading cause of bankruptcy, because what's the most expensive type of medicine? The one that does not work. MD-directed medicine believes that the human body is a bag of biochemicals waiting to break. And once it does break, you can't fix it. You can only manage it. Your medical doctor doesn't even know how to fix heartburn. They can manage it, but they can't cure it. Now, think this through. These people have been the people that are in charge of medicine. These people exclusively own the domain of medicine. The only medicine practiced in your hospital is MD-directed medicine. The only medicine paid for by your insurance is MD-directed medicine. The only medicine they do research about at your local university is MD-directed medicine. And every time you hear the word alternative, it's spoken about disparagingly. Oh, those naturopaths, they're quacks. Oh, those chiropractors, don't go to them. It's a load of crap. You've been played, ladies and gentlemen, by the American Medical Association, the MDs, and the Pharmaceutical Society. Think it through. The MDs are in exclusive control over the delivery and the research of medicine in the United States, and while you have given yourselves over to their tutelage and care, your children have become addicted to heroin. Oh, but it's not the medical doctor's fault. Well, yes, it is. It's got to be somebody's fault. You think your kid is addicted to heroin because they have a weak will? Because they can't handle the peer pressure? No. People crave things. Whether it's drugs, whether it's food, whether it's prescription medicine, whether it's sex, whatever it is, people crave it because they have nutritional deficiencies. Ask any farmer in the world. They'll tell you that when their horses, when their cows become minerally deficient, they start eating whatever they can. They'll eat the wood on their fence. It's called pica or cribbing. It happens to animals not because the animal succumbed to peer pressure, but because the animal became minerally deficient. Minerally deficient. Things like calcium, zinc, sulfur, phosphorus, essential minerals. There are 60 of them, by the way. 60 minerals that need to go into the human body every day in order for the human body just to work the way that nature intended it to. And when you are minerally deficient, or your dog, or your cat, or your horse, or your cow is minerally deficient, you or they start craving things. I would argue that the root cause of the heroin addiction is undiagnosed mineral deficiencies, period. But your medical doctor, being trained in allopathic, reductionistic, pharmaceutical-centrist medicine, has no experience, no education, no appreciation, and no respect for medical nutrition whatsoever. So while they have been taking care of your kids from cradle to the grave, your children's bodies are nutritionally deficient, and they start craving things. They take up heroin, and then they develop a chemical addiction. They take up cigarettes, and then they develop a chemical addiction. It's like that. Look to the root cause of these things, ladies and gentlemen, if you expect to cure them. I would argue that the reason that heroin addiction is so rampant is because you have taken the wrong medical dog to the hunt. You have trusted the care of your body and your children's bodies to the medical doctor. Their therapeutics are only suitable, only good for trauma care, which is their wheelhouse. Surgery, when it's necessary, that's their wheelhouse. But for everything else, for everything that people go to the doctor for, the philosophy of healing, the understanding of anatomy and physiology that the MD is trained in is old-fashioned, outdated, juvenile, and insufficient to the cause. And because they exist in the monopoly, because they have existed in the monopoly for such an inordinate long time, we have become enculturated to believe that their you-know-what doesn't stink, that they are the exclusive gatekeepers of all things medical, that they own the secret decoder ring to all things medical, and if they can't figure it out, nobody can figure it out. Can't be their fault. Yes, it is. Snap out of it. For goodness sakes. You know somebody that's struggling with a heroin addiction? Give them the 90 essential nutrients with extra minerals. Do that for 90 days. Tell them to eliminate the 12 bad foods. See what happens to their body-mind. It's much easier to run the race of life when your body is completely nutrified. When your nutrition fails, your body starts to fail. Ladies and gentlemen, interestingly enough, you know what's a greater problem than heroin? Prescription pain meds kill twice as many people as heroin does. Thursday, March 24th. Join me for my worldwide free webinar. It's free. Tell everybody in your life about it. Opioid, pain, medication, addiction, and deaths from the holistic perspective. You're going to love it. I'll see you then. Until then, please take my advice, pop out of the medical matrix, and fire your MD now.